This is Wadi TV. Truth and integrity.
Abusia, yama munyina kwa Wadi TV so ye. Na odi mi se ye de eto for mane ye de somo. Ene ye boy remu ewo the Baumia campaign. Yes, Miracle Aboagye. Dennis. Ode e ba be fa enoma bebre mu. Ene Baumia kopie mu o leje kuku. Okay, kan do ma hudu bi a waye as vice president ene ampanyi training nursing training allowance so mo dia ba ne nneoma hudu bi a your friends say one constituency one ambulance ne nneoma hudu bi MPP aya Aboa health sector now amafo bi call say galamsey do ho nneoma no ebe yan ka aban no na nadoda kwakufa do enhwe na wondi huduma se na be ya eto betwa eto nso ntwa de ne wonsi from because ono ne ka say wode na konya ebesi ho na wode akon ede agye oman esi ho ene Miracle Aboagye de na wo kan de afasa no ma wenyina ho enoma Baumia chese oba obeye de aboa Ghana as president not vice president say wo kan yes Miracle Dennis Aboagye
for abaye albatross a chechire Ghana for kom e ka albatross a ayi se Kofi na ntachwere no yeso bomu a usiwu wan bomu a uniwu NDC for de na kwakwa ete se omo abesoan ete se adeso a ye ho hwia eyeyi omo abekatena ye konso a enei no omo de osoro no pa so oman ne beko ne nim de nkambo because oman ne bo no no benya bibiaka se obesoro no pa akoka che Ghana for say ni ntina mi gina so se monto ba mamene da bi de oman penin dada ene ne pound for ya ne se oman ne mbo ntom dom so no pom bisa bon de na asai wo man nim Ghana fo e mo mehe wo man asai wo monto ba man omo ka dia omo fi se omo no betu na hwan ne ka se wo chichiro oman ya obenya niam nyina totoro te se na ope no se ne eti bia no obenya papa wo ebi ko nanim no na wunya akwehie nya difficulty and challenges what you do is to mobilize the people who can nipa ne bom ya pekwa e be fa so e be so no we are den e kon galamsey ni illegal mining when opposition party no e ye nipa ba ko a omo hyemu kena e hyemu ja enei akai Catholic Bishops Conference not a friend is saying press release on my akai organized labor press release on my can various groups concerned. Oh, be I right? Because Aden, and I say it's not Ghana for Yankasa. The saying so. To be I right, so be able to resist our concern. But here raises our concern. The biggest question is, how do we deal with it and deal with it decisively? Kwambe ne befa so ye beso so ano, ya so so ano prekope. Social canker there. Ni yino and dafem. To deal with the social canker, you need a concerted effort. Unhiya nipa ni nyina say ya no beko benkro. As ye to me deal with social canker. It's enumerate. I am calling on organized labor. I am calling on the clergy. I am calling on traditional authorities. I'm calling on civil society organizations. As we call on government to increase its effort in the fight against galamsey, please, let's call out the opposition party and tell them that enough is enough. Stop fueling this social canker and stop encouraging bad behavior. Organized labor, civil society organizations, religious groups say, "Ya sorry, they are calling out opposition. They are doing say, I buy government in power. I, Yokotuaba, government in power. Yankee can't say Munguamoso. Yankee can't say we can never solve this without calling out those thwarting the effort of the state in dealing with the matter. Yen to me, Sosano. Let's just say we are not looking for solution. If we fail to call them out, let's just say we are not looking for solution. Let's just say, Yana ya ya say yen church so aban. Aban responsibility. Aban asede ne so obeso so ano. But say clearly if it is quite clear say in a buying effort so best so I don't know you challenges that's our challenges are obvious in our face that's a young can once a year jama buying to me here. And that is why I am saying that whilst we call on government rightly so and right yet catch a buying no coin sword and they say a buying yen check where before so you best say you support so na adie yetumi asoso no sambre nanso na ye hwe ekwan befa so a ye ne omo aye akwansi kwan omo si kwemu a omo sei niema ye no omo yi ase anwea ye no mo yi ase anwea no ye be hwe kwan befa so ye no mbeka say aye ne side a let's just say genuinely no our interest is not to fix the problem but to simply look for a scapegoat. Ghana adeɛ baako nyankopɔn de akyɛ yɛn paa ɛna ɛyɛ efema gudeɛ good tete yɛn nyinaa wokɔ a friend is saying certain areas are long before colonial masters yi by my way in fact ɛnam yɛ go da yɛ wonti ɛna aborɔfo korɔ ma dwe yɛ den ɛba yɛ so yɛ go da yɛ wonti ɛna yɛfrɛ yɛ gold coast enti ɛyɛ adeɛ a si yɛ pew si yɛ mpew ɛyɛ adeɛ baako nyankopɔn de akyɛ yɛn yɛntumi ndi akyiri na mfa nsɛe adeɛ baako nso yɛ nya paa ebetumi agye yɛgyina yɛn nkwa madwi mu no nneɛma mmienu ne hu paa sɛ nipa biara ɛhwerewa mframa a yɛ home ɛne nsuo a yɛ no ɛtɔre bi a kɔm de okura wotibi sɛ nsuo no na wayɛ okay ba wodidi na ɛtra mo na wanyɛ nsuo a wotumi afa no wu nti nsuo nyɛ adeɛ ɛsɛ yɛdi ho agorɔ koraa but wohwɛ a over the years long before centuries before your colonial masters buy gold wo ho ye Ghana for ye gold ya na ye de koba ye didi edwa gold nsɛm a na yetumi e de chichire ye man gold account for over 90% of minerals they export efi Ghana ha small scale mining nko a e man about 40%. But the question is answer na campaign plan because say monto abamba eku enti eku for do na buy ye galamsey you were president and yet men maker former president Mahama Rollins and I pointed out how under John Mahama as president galamsey koswa ono ene na ban e protection what say that say MPP party do be kind say na Mahama na wotu galamsey na no we don't do that we don't behave that way yambo minds are our interest is for this wickedness of galamsey to be ended. That is why we didn't jump into it in 2011, in 2015, in 2012, in 2013, in 2014, under Mahama's era. You don't get solutions. You can't fight a social canker like that. You cannot fight a social canker with a divided front. Obia in the effort say yeah, social canker. Obey na do say ofuntum nyamemu a portion blame no oye nipa bone oye oman boy for there is some solution because at the end a social canker e ade a ehye nipa ho body and nipa ad it we yes ape I say wo fie na mo wo ba wo fie na maame ne papa embre bia kwala ne ye bone a ne maame twa no to a na kwala ne dwane na akọ ne papa oba da ne papa de na hye ne chi ne maame bebo no si jano o si o na kwala no wo so hwie so no gu si wan ye hwe de jano wo yes a akwala no o jai san kwala bonisem na odi ne da because embre bia no onim say dada wo ho nko ade a dada bebo ne ho ban and a lot of you are mo hwebe mo ya aware say yembe ya ye wo fie eto de bia akwala bi wo ho a anytime bia dada wo fie bia no o misbehave dada ni wa no wakana no atum adentia because onim say dada wo ho nko ade a obetumi ya de ope bia obi entumi nka hwe nche no that is the whole essence of ensuring say you be keeping united front in the fight against galamsey, no matter who. Because you see, a criminal, it has no colors. Whether you are MPP, you are NDC, you are CPP, you are traditional authority, you are a church leader, a bonnet. And we must make sure say sabon no, you best so no. But in our efforts say you best so sabon no. Yen kai say, encrophobia or nani pebi or that is their way of life. Into a combination of niyama bebre force. Law enforcement, social reorientation. Say you didn't pay back kasana ya say amomo adwin satra ya chromo kwan a nneɛma a wɔn yie ɛbɛyɛ affect wɔn abrabɔ ne nyinaa ka ho friend is saying dissemination of the dangers and challenges dangers any risk a galamsey de man yɛn kwan yɛ bɛfa so yɛ bɛkɔ community nim ɛne wɔn akasa na wadaroma ono manfo yɛsrɛ mo galamsey yi sɛ mo ngyae na mo kɔ so ayɛ ne sei a nsuo ne sɛe a yɛ manye nsuo nware ɛde yare bɛba ɛde manye nsuo nom ɛbɛma ɔhawo ne ade aba. It's all part of the process. At the same time, no, obi ye boni na huna na watch no na my branding the D. It's a combination of so many things. But the biggest part of it is your social reorientation, no. Because you see, senka embram kwa any law enforcement kwa etumima deviance and I say deviant behavior say nkwala bonisem efri on mind BMO and society BMO. And can begin to say about armed robber and about murder and abibi because a lot of people have been found guilty of robbery, murder, and taken to jail, and yet every day you have people committing the same crime. Social reorientation. It's a social menace, a problem into a casa, a education, a enlightenment, and a law enforcement. Law enforcement isn't going to mean fixing galamsey. And can law enforcement quite to be fixing galamsey? And can between 2017 and 2024, they are another damn quick for the new MPP Aboagye in the fight against galamsey keko. No government in the Fourth Republic has dedicated time and resources to fight galamsey like Kufuor has done. That is fact. You can disagree with me. You can say whatever you want to say, but facts do not lie. The numbers don't lie. The realities on the ground don't lie. No government has put in such effort like this government has done. However, law enforcement, friend says excavators, and cannot fix galamsey. And that is why we need to come together as a people. Now, almost sheni panechi, bomuchi dom, mukutu panosoro. Ye come wasem ye pomo huntoma. But if we fail to call out these people who are enabling these people and almost show much using politics, we can never win this. You can do whatever you want to do to kick out, friend is saying, MPP simply because you want MPP out. But nobody can solve it when we don't stick together. Because again, to me, solve galamsey no easily. And ka opposition for ne. Why didn't they solve it in 2011? In fact, why did they even allow it to start in the first place in 2011? Because it started under them. This kind of galamsey that we are seeing started under the opposition NDC. 2011 all the way to 2015, 2016, they could not solve it. Almost solution in here. And yet, we are leaving them, we are allowing them to go scot-free, which is right. Because there's a government in place. But the government is simply saying that, please, we cannot do this alone. Law enforcement is not enough. Embra ye law enforcement now, ye social reorientation. Now, Krofwe yanom NDC for so nam no catch on some galamsey. How are you expecting the government to win in this battle? And all of us, the media, the CEOs, everybody, government, which is right, which is correct. No problem about that. But look at this. I am yet to hear a single media person go and sit behind the console and say that NDC why na moka catch galamsey for so montoso. Why are you telling them some galamsey? Not even a single person. How do we win this battle? Are you doing this so that we fix this, or you are doing this simply because you want to see the government out? Make a story we are checking quickly. According to Kweku Bako, Mr. Mahama and Branowa Beimu suspended the anti-galamsey task force, which is set up to arrest illegal small-scale miners and prosecutors. At the end of his tenure in 2016, illegal small-scale mining had assumed alarming proportions, destroying the country's forests, polluting rivers, and degrading the environment. And today, you have the same person coming to tell you, say, MPP because of galamsey. Under his government, that is when galamsey in this current form started. Under his government, he could not fight galamsey. In fact, he has not a single record of succeeding at fighting galamsey. And yet, we have left him scot-free in non-mining communities in him, and our other year politics. and all catch trouble. One when people for no, almost pam say munja galamsey, montomame, me ba mama galamsey. Omu fiho, omu bank cry. Ladies and gentlemen, our river bodies are being destroyed. These MPP people are the one doing galamsey, and they continue to destroy our river bodies. Vote against them. How do you intend to fight galamsey? What is your record in fighting galamsey? You were vice president, you were president, you had galamsey at alarming rates under your tenure. How did you fight it? What was your effort? Simple task force I was setting up to fight galamsey. You couldn't keep it. You couldn't succeed at it. You collapsed it. You suspended the task force. And then today, you have come back. And all of a sudden, you are talking as if you are coming from Mars. And that you've never, ever even had the authority in this country to fix this. Courts not helping fight against galamsey activities. Ofoswan Pofo, 19 January 2011. This is the NDC putting the blame of their inability to fight galamsey on the court. This is the NDC putting the blame on the inability to fight galamsey on the people. There was a report mapping the expansion of galamsey gold mines in the cocoa growing area of Ghana using optical remote sensing. This is a report that was developed. And listen to what the report said, highlights. Or say, area of galamsey has more than tripled from 2011 to 2015, from 10,907 hectares to 37,696 hectares. 2011 to 2015. Why would anybody create an impression, say, all of a sudden, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, with all the effort, commitment is put in galamsey? Of course, we haven't been able to succeed entirely in the fight against galamsey. But we should never allow anybody to create an impression that galamsey sprang up all of a sudden when the Akufo-Addo came to power. What is even more painful is how they put it. The entire year galamsey because some people be galamsey to the extent that me feel not latte. I'm a table possible cry, galamsey. Simply because the year of politics. Meanwhile, this is a report not by government, an independent report that says that galamsey, no, between the year 2011 and 2015, and brother Mampeni Mahama video Mampeni, no, galamsey epejaye from about 10,907 hectares to 36,696 hectares ewo cocoa growing areas. Galamsey affecting major rivers of Fain, Ankobra, Brim, and Num Tano. In 2013, an estimated area of 551,496 hectares was affected by galamsey pollution. In 2015, galamsey encroached into at least 603 hectares of protected forest reserve. Obitivi Omeka say, "Nasabona mo abemu, and na what can the NDC for?" I agree with you. Your responsibility is say, we fight this canker and win it. But I'm bringing this up simply because the NDC is talking. Why not? Why shouldn't we bring it up? Now say nay, akaba 88 to say 87 days ekotwaba. NDC for led by the former president say yentwaba mani yentuntia MP because of galamsey. So I need to show his scorecard. Of course, there are people who don't know this. There are people who are not aware of this. Why should we continue to fight a social canker in this manner? I am say a social canker. Eh, be mun say. Moment have video we say nipa da say need to me to call one and pass it. No way to go. There was one and pass. Everybody to play politics with such a situation, because clearly, we need social reorientation for a lot of these people, and you do not allow people to continue to do this in the name of politics. Say the part that said to me be enemy. No one can say call no one demu on one fear ko to tokro say woman say or do you go there. It tells you how deep this galamsey situation is in this country. A social problem, one that we need to come together and fight, not one that we sit and do politics with. It is one that we fight together as a people. Enti say opposition party no eba ewia ebe gina TV so beka say MPP form penum for na to go da na say one to boss say that we media man, we CSO, we religious leader, we organize labor. We follow chorus now. I'll be asking questions. whether it is the canker you want to fix or you have another motive. Because if the canker you want to fix, we have a real challenge and threat that we all need to come together and deal with. You don't fix a social canker when you have a divided front. Especially when the person speaking in opposition was president. And during his tenure as president, we had galamsey tripling. I am in America. This is not an MPP report. This is not a government of Ghana report. An estimated 551 hectares, 51,000 hectares of land was affected by galamsey pollution. 2015 in galamsey encroached into at least 603 hectares of protected forest reserve in this country. And then you have the communications officer of NDC sitting on Facebook and writing say, MPP for to be and fix galamsey in so number of days into they cannot fix it. This is your scorecard. This is your record. You did nothing. You did nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have no record at all in fighting the galamsey canker. This is something destroying the nation. In fact, if there is anything at all, you and your political party are the ones who are in the forest. You are the ones who are deep in the pit, telling the people to mine and ignore the government. You the NDC, you former President Mahama, you and the comms officer, you are the ones who are in the pit, encouraging the people to mine. I gave you a quick example. Remember a quick example about the issue of Akola Otifie. Oye bonenda ne mama kan no adwana question the papa nche ne papa protect no. Office Akola Robert Sisa ne suban. Ye bre. Ye se o man sika. Ye de o man ahodi nyina ekon ade yi. Na wo wonam pit nim na wo catch nipa no so mo ye galamsey. How are we going to be able to fix this? How are we going to be able to win this? How are we ever going to be able to win this? And then you are telling me that you're a media man, you haven't seen those videos, you haven't heard those videos, and I haven't seen you say anything about it. And I don't have to talk about it. I will talk about it. Whilst at the same time, I continue to work to fix it. That is how you build a state. If we don't talk about this as well, we'll never win the fight against galamsey. Okay, I'm saying, Mahama minister, a friend is saying from Paul Boateng on one of the reports by MPP 4 year galamsey. I have insisted and I've said it here. Galamsey born is a crime. Illegal mining is a crime because it is illegal. Anybody involved, whether MPP, NDC or CPP, let the law deal with them. But no, we will not allow you to create an impression as if one, galamsey is a creation of an MPP government. No, the MPP government is the one that has actually highlighted the galamsey issues and introduced effort to fight the galamsey issue. This is fact. We may debate its effectiveness, but we cannot take away the fact that this government has shown the energy to fight this galamsey canker. Aban na ba I invest say in the fight against galamsey. Now when they say MPP before and NDC for and CPP before na galamsey, Ghana for nipa bone for na galamsey. Whether you are NDC, MPP or CPP, the same from Paul Boateng report now will refer to that. We say na from Paul Boateng MPP for. Listen to what the same from Paul Boateng report said. From Paul Boateng say established miners who are members or sympathizers of the NDC. It is well known in the small-scale mining circles that NDC members and sympathizers were well established in small-scale mining, especially in the western region. They acquired several concessions in mineral-rich areas during the long periods of NDC reign. They had the money and other resources to not only sponsor NDC candidates, but also support independent candidates in the supposedly strongholds of the MPP. This is what happened in the Evaluadra and Takwa constituencies. In Wasa East District, a former NDC deputy minister, who is also MP for Wasa East Constituency, has been actively mining in the Subri forest for years. When MPP party officials complained and the army component of the Operation Vanguard was withdrawn almost 2 years to the 2020 election, the NDC was given an advantage in terms of access to resources for mining. Now, Okofa from Paul Boateng report was the MPP 24 years small scale mining. Tom no galamsey. Now with the paragraph now. Sase from Paul Boateng report so Uji Tumudia and also Kasa Mukadamu established in the mining space and crasi MPP for with the not and then you tell me that you would know what the paragraph now favor on beto bonting but meno and my family the beto bonting. This is not the old MPP. This is the new MPP. We believe that every Ghanaian voter is discerning. Yen ye say, and 2024, Ghana Libi or Tua baby Ajumu. Inti yesu ye wo ye chefa yasemo yesu ye beka yesu ye de betudwa. We are not timid. We believe that Ghana ni be one my way mu eye discerning. So koto abanko dia he needs to hear both sides of the stories. You want us to believe and take hook line sinker. Yenje Professor Prempo Boati asem ntumu prekope. Fine. And the Professor Prempo Boati say NDC money mun penny for we are well established in the mining sector in the western region than any other person. So you are the ones doing the galamsey in the western region. Do you agree? You disagree. Why? Because it goes against your party. It goes against your party. And I haven't heard any media person read this paragraph. They will only go and read the paragraph that talks about MPP people in small-scale mining. And then they will leave this side that speaks about NDC people well established in small-scale mining. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? And they don't want us to talk about it. How do we fix the social canker if we continue to play chasking with the issue? Don't we realize, say, yes, sir, your money panning now quantity. We are the MPP NDC. Who say, yes, sir, money for bonnier for no in your quantity. I know, yes, sir. Okay, I saw a baby. I know, Okasa. I now complaining. More baby and Mekasa. Does it change the fact? Does it change the fact that between 2011 and 2015, that I say control triple times than any other period? Does it change the fact? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? 2011 Assembly again, 19 June 2012. 300 people died of galamsey in 2011. It is already like I say, and a galamsey and the Kufuado and I see. You are putting out falsehood. You transfer. You are putting out falsehood. In 2011, 2012, when the former president who is asking say Yensan to Obama mayor Mampeni because or no catcher and say Kufuado to be Uncle Galamsey or no. When he was vice president and president, 300 people died of galamsey in 2011. 300 people, they died. Satana galamsey, what did he do to fight galamsey? What did he do to fight galamsey? I didn't know your man between 2011 and 2015. Galamsey extra poor year. I didn't know the task force and the buy is almost fighting galamsey. Ujaye. Why? I didn't hear. A Drew baby were my way. Under the former president in the NDC. See, I am so angry when I saw the comms officer of the NDC write and say, where is that text? I think I should read that text first. Where is that text? Please look for that text for me. The part where the comms officer of the NDC posted on Facebook, when you're guts, effrontery, to go and write on Facebook, say, the MPP could not fight galamsey in something number of years. And because of that, they cannot please. Where is that text? And there is no way they can fight galamsey in the few days at Aka. And I ask myself, say, what effrontery? What effrontery? How dare you even come talk about this? When you were in power, that was when galamsey started. This is him. If the MPP could not fight galamsey in 2,805 days, that is since January 7, 2017, with Operation Vanguard, Galam Stop, etc., they can certainly not fight galamsey in 86 days, whether or not a state of emergency is declared. Ghanaians should simply declare a state of emergency on the MPP for destroying our water bodies, forest reserves and lands, and vote them out on 7 December. Dear Ghana, ladies and gentlemen, please, pardon me. But the question say, Semestra no pardon me who say NDC communication officer betros asem we me yin no. Semestra no pa, na me who say NDC comms officer betros asem we me yin no. How dare he? How dare him even make a comment on galamsey? Why can't go for buy? President Kufuor Breso mo te galamsey da. President Kufuor Breso mo te galamsey. Between 2000 and 2007, mo te galamsey da. Mo na makofa adeboni we aba betre akonso. Obampeni Rollins, mo akasa mo found the beer in ton. I have shown you. E catch and say, mo and mo protecting galamsey. Yes, that was in 2011-2012. That was when you brought this canker onto us. Mo and mo chichire sa galamsey or how you better na your console. Aka yenima de kro. The animal say they are so etu fam ni etu gold kakra. Yakwa boabo anwan ni ahohoro kakra. Mo and mo de gold a ye tu won so eba wo my way mu. I have just shown you a report between 2011 and 2015. Mo trepo galamsey amode akokoko mfom amode asay no. How dare you? How dare you? This is your former minister. Can I get the where I got to? my former minister, what's his name? Mahama Yariga, speaking and telling us about how they think. Please bring back Mahama Yariga's thing for me. Telling us about how or no Mahama Yariga no environment minister na Sambre no. Ye they are shedding say omboa ne yenko galamsey no or say I have given up. I have given up. Mahama Yariga say I have given up. News in brief. Minister gives up on fight against illegal mining. Wants a new approach. September 19, 2016. Environment Minister Mahama Yariga says it is time for government to regularize illegal mining. Illegal small-scale mining. Tio. The minister Sami Jemfina and ne Ocho Facebook say yen to bentia MPP because we want to yanko galam say yen for no and na buy mbrano. And ye greed. And you greed any political experience. Like, how dare you even make that comment? Whoa, mona moko fast ade we nyina be so ye corner ye pe solution na. Mo kasa mo go so to mu abo no. How dare you even make that comment? This is your minister, the man who was responsible under your government to help us get a solution to galamsey. Or say it is time for government to regularize illegal small scale mining. And your NDC for can mean say you regularizing illegal activity. And here in this before, and can mean that say we regularize illegal activity. This is the NDC minister telling us that we should regularize illegal small scale mining. Or say, Mahama Yariga says attempts to halt illegal mining activities have not yielded the desired results because wherever there is mineral resources, people will do everything and whatever it takes to be able to extract those resources. The admission comes more than 3 years after the government set up anti-galamsey task force in May 2013 to clamp down on the practice. President John Dramani Mahama, who inaugurated a 5-member interministerial task force to fight the menace, named as chairman then Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Alhaji Idrissa Hussein Nyomomo Keka. This is your scorecard. You, the comms officer of the NDC, writing things that you have no idea about, you know. This is your scorecard. When you were in government, I'm sure that time you were in school, and that's what they did. When your government, which you are seeking to be part of the next one, when your flag bearer was president, and you set up a task force to fight galamsey that your government brought upon us as a country, you know. When you were in government, this is your scorecard. Mo minister now, you share in such on share, near fighting galamsey, you know, or say he has given up. Now he is recommending, say, yema illegal mining illegal no yem mining yet regularized. We should regularize illegal mining for the people. And then you have the effrontery, the guts to go on Facebook and go and write to say this government could not fight galamsey in Tiangutiano. What is your record? Your government's record in fighting galamsey? You first of all brought galamsey upon this country. One hour the galamsey, one hour buying, and the galamsey bow my way so. Ghana ni beyond trying to nechi. Nenko beside no say on man penny kufa bresone wa de be fe galamsey yana. Your government brought galamsey upon us. For 80 years in office, your government had no solution to galamsey. This is your government's scorecard in the fight against galamsey. Your government gave up on galamsey and actually told us as a country that we should regularize galamsey. This is what your government did. And you have the effrontery to go and write on Facebook, say, vote against MPP and bring back NDC. You are joking. Galamsey worsened in 2010 and water pollution increased. The quality, this is 17 February 2016, MDC Abain. The quality of Ghana's water bodies have deteriorated remarkably after 2010 following the game-changing introduction of heavy machinery in mining on riverbeds. So listen to this. Game-changing introduction of heavy machinery in mining on riverbeds. Game-changing use of the machines has turned many water bodies into milky, silted streams of water that is difficult to purify. This is a canker that is eating us up as a country, and we don't have to politicize it. But you see, when you have the comms officer and the propaganda secretary of the NDC writing on Facebook and politicizing it, we have no option than to show the Gen Zs who were 10 years old, who were 8 years old when this government was in power, what they did. It's only fair. CSOs, media, traditional authority, it's fair. It's only fair that we also say our side of the story. Because we have young people who are going to cast their votes and may cast their votes on the wrong impression. Let's all show our scorecard. Your government, your minister said he has given up. And your minister recommended, say, we should make illegal mining regularized. 2016, when you were in government, the report by Joy News indicates, say, you have introduced game-changing heavy machinery in mining on riverbeds. You and your government, you brought machines into the riverbeds in this country. But for you, and you mo anyone by NDC and Ghana ha, ye nim say the machine see so etu mining. This is in the report on my Enjoy Online. You and your government introduced it. And you say what? We should vote for you back into government to come and do what? Fix something that you brought upon us for which you had time to fix and you couldn't fix. And there Yakra say, or car, on can sample, or say, I'm going to rent 20 or no from Umbra. What is wrong with you? You think galamsey is a joke? You think the social can was obviously are going to the other? In comfort, lives are at risk. That's what we are trying to fix. Sit somewhere with your politics. Sit somewhere with your dirty politics. And let allow the state fix this thing that is destroyed us. Kope bitina. Kope bitina krane jai and fix it. And you wouldn't NDC abaya. And Kagana ha. Yenima de friend galamsey. I won't so. Yenima de crow. And you say galamsey. By the aso, and the pickers, and the idea. One who buying any galamsey by so. And my mom find out Rollins. And Casa be in the Muton say, oh, my yama nabroso. Empo. At the end of the say, this is a 2016 report that says that Mogalamsey na my yama water bodies are done into milk. In Suyensuono, I had to say milk. In the Mwesi, under your government in 2016. We came into office with this situation. And we came in to try to solve a problem that you brought upon us. And you have the effrontery to sit on Facebook and write anything you want. Because about to us, about no power. Or yet they are or no and any equitiano. Intimacy so mean to my yampia. Why? Why? And young one came the crow. Yeah? 2014, March 17, Ghana to import water soon. Ghana's potential importation of water from neighboring countries seems to be at hand. Or it's not rosy on the side of the fence, and it's maybe time water importation is considered. Ghana is no desert country, but certain unfortunate events may be overtaking us. In fact, how could anyone even think of this? This is during the NDC era. This is 2014. Let nobody lie to you. Let nobody make you think that galamsey and our illegal money higher person no. No. Ekufo and his government rather are trying to find a solution to a problem that was created by the NDC. Let it be put on record. Until the NDC came to power in 2009, we knew nothing about galamsey on river bodies. The evidence I've just shown to you. When I did way buy a crown and some pay solution, to me, or minister we give you up. I had to be to me and talk with you. Into illegal, I didn't hear illegal, no, you regularize it. That is the recommendation they made the government. And you have an infantry to come and tell the people of Ghana, say, this is your scorecard. 10 galamsey operators buried alive. This is your scorecard. Stop galamsey now. This is your scorecard. Another galamsey tragedy, 12 trapped to death. This is your scorecard. On 5th June 2013, 169 Chinese miners were arrested in Ghana's gold mining Ashanti region. These arrests followed Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama's decision to put an end to illegal mining by foreigners, who to me put an end to it. So they almost to say, and brand all your mampini wa buy muno. Nay need be a friend illegal mining. Nay need be a friend galamsey. In fact, almost to be kasa man yet to say, who for the Wakwa China? No, of course, China for a good plane. You know the Omaba Ghana. This is the NDC in power in 2013. China and Ghana to work harder on tackling illegal mining. Ghana to import water soon. 13 Guineans, 16 Ghanaians arrested over galamsey. Anti-galamsey task force resumes operation soon. Massive distraction. When na eye niema ekoso under former President Mahama. This is how the situation was when we came to office. And then you have these people still, about office in 2017. That is when we encountered this challenge. And the Kufuor said that we have to make sure that we put an end to a canker we came to meet. Kufuor's first statement on galamsey was made in 2017. Clearly, that is evidence enough to tell you that it was a major issue before 2017. All Kufuor has sought to do is to bring a solution to this major issue that we came to meet. Why are we trying to destroy it? Why is the media not talking about it? Why are the CSOs not talking about that? I agree, say, clearly, no, their understanding is that when our baby to fix it, I am with them 100%. But I'm only saying that we can only fight a social canker together. No government can fight a social canker with a divided front. And so if we're going to win this fight, and if your objective really is to work in ensuring that we fix this there, then call out all the people who are doing this, because they are enemies of the state. The government is putting in so much. The government is doing so much, and anybody involved in this is a criminal. And none of these people should be allowed to go scot-free. And the opposition party should stop going into the mining areas and telling them, say, galamsey. Yes, and many people they are buying no air canoe because somebody say abroswa bosomi miensa na woko na de omo me buy kwan air galamsey na eden aba ye buy ya ye beto sanema we nyina yantra ho immediately in Kufuor to make his statement. I don't know if we have the video where Kufuor spoke up. If we have that video, please let's play that video. Kufuor the video. This was in 2017, and this is evidence that clearly, no, this canker was there at the time Kufuor the era bem. Where your evidence that say Kufuor the air bar bem no. Ma to me boss the match church mu bedu sambe mu say answer the Kufuor the bar bem no. Ne wo galamsey canker. No, was not to sort to say NDC for it was simply to make a case, and it was a very important key point that necessarily making to show you say the hypocrisy, the inconsistency. Or my to say or what you which you see or to send a baby and the events I won't pay one someone. Now why you come me na natural me or say or be or not to sana now put on one cow. The more you come and the whole come no brand with Sanoko, Sunday NDC for Babe, or much you come, you who the fire 1 year. And Kufuor the bar Bemu 2017. It was clear say galamsey was a major headache of this country. So he or the tone also say you couldn't be a first why you be galamsey into that should be put on record. And I've demonstrated it up to this point. After year Kufuor the bar Bemu what he has done to ensure say your idea may be brave and on a friend is saying painful in common to the boss say any consultations or to the boss in making sure say regions on the regions in the building common on nanu shia on the MDC is akasa on the mining communities in Asia edin common at pekwa ebe faso ye this galamsey in semi ebe koso or introducing online application for small scale mining licenses so na be ya application ebe to me aye friend say easy na a bit more transparent. Why establishing control room a tracker earth moving equipment into machines here your friend is saying you need to family a day or the tracker munti a co baby or be say a co baby retooling of inspection directorate and then minerals commission what retooling or minerals commission is regional offices almost is district offices near the care council the bay more dumano or monitoring and near the easy why establishing minerals development unit geological investigations on blocked out areas, establishment of community mining schemes. Community mining schemes here, they call a lot of the mining communities. And depending be a normal year galamsey. Don't wanna at least I don't want to share community mining schemes more when you BBI. It's ye free way. You into me so but at least we have something to show that this is what we have put in place over the period. I buy a kotor 100 mercury-free gold processing equipment. I did quite higher pile of gold processing. You say, "Yeah, that mercury, no, a friend swollen fras as a cause problems." My entire bayankasa, a fesca, a kotor 100 of machines and no use mercury. I did processing gold at the bar or my mining communities. No, a bank of our speedboats are a bois and then I'm so a say, will be here in so born any idea. ebe to me aye free or aban set up alternate livelihood project and I said the friend national alternate employment and livelihood program me constituency Kapru North oko akwate akwaso a rich plantations wo ho aban through the land commission and the ministry of lands and natural resources and the alternative livelihood program aye big nursery omo provide seedlings emma mining areas no baby ansase na say baby a omo pese omo ye money aban se mudabi munjai mining monje na mundua na mundi nduaba na ewo mu no whilst they are doing that no aban bo mo ekwan bebre so it's the government has put in a lot of effort to create an alternate livelihood for these mining communities. Aban I established geological investigations and I can't once a month already. Community mining schemes aban recruitment of river wardens obo mo boa ehwe efe ne saying insuo no so aban 100 mercury free gold processing equipment aban de aba aban e the speedboats aye the fighting galamsey e wo nsuo no so aban introduce aban e the drones enam aye tumi fa wie mu hwe de ekoso wo nsuo no so aban de aba aban a prosecute illegal miners. In fact say wo pe obi pa wa prosecute illegal miners aban a prosecute illegal miners e wo man we mu a na dan kwaku fo ado aban community mining schemes me no ka say a free 2021 equal 2024 25 legal community mining schemes I cover about 3,574 acres 149 concessions and I establishing out of that 84,000 jobs direct jobs any 31,400 indirect jobs totaling about 115,400 jobs and I created through community mining schemes. What this simply means, they say, but for buying community mining schemes or the aba, or the mercury free machines yaba, my communities here, I can't come here mining, omo free more and then omo community mining, omunya still omo the omo pay, a day omo passion for. No say you be free mono. But for that, this 115,000 people would also be in the pits and the river bodies. So yes, ye ni free way, ye omo free. A friend is saying. A crime bonus here, but we have records to show. Say anya hwe krampo no 115,000 bidie. Omo jai niema boni ya na kan no mo ye no. Ai ne omo boa na mo ye safe mining. Na still adia omo passion wo omo tumi ye but omo ye no kwan paso. This is not to say it's a problem no ko. But anya hwe krampo no. This government has a scorecard 115,000 of people who could or would have been in illegal mining are helping to actually fix this helping in community mining schemes. Community mining schemes are buying lunch here. You be do no across these communities and medical account as infoni bidie and brand any bi domo show mo overall adan kwame community mining esunafo community mining Kenya say community mining and media tree river wardens here make omunie and you know omoni nam nsuo no so a omoboa ahwese ye betumi e de asoso sa nipa bone fo mo ya de hye esumase obi kan say na mo se mo de we nyina aba mo de river friend say warden aba mo de speedboat aba adenti na stella ni galamsey no ekoso pa mo chewo police for be wo man we ni Ghana be bia be fe bia police station ho ko bia police station ho ko no ejai nipa bone fo eja bone di clearly obi ye body a e body no oye into what you do they say continuously no what the strategy in the system be ba what the brain ase but to say what the way you na ba ade na still galamsey koso is quite unfair because your police station bebre so still like jumre obi bo bi kro no does it mean say police station yengu no it means that it's a police for no e dey insacred nema akodo eba to improve your safety, and the same thing applies to the river wardens and the speedboats at galamsey. So, first batch of 300 river guards begins training at Eastern Naval Command, September 24th, 2022. And all these river wardens, omejuma nesa ombeboa, no mashe, no man 1919 so. Na obika say, na mo the river board naba, na ebanese na still galamsey koswa. Is it not a fact that we have introduced river wardens on the river bodies? I don't know a fact. The other question is what we have done so far has it been able to fix every challenge of the river bodies? Not entirely so, but at least we have evidence that and nipa 115,000 be and come back where galamsey no and the year omo free ho and any omo area community mining schemes are omo year no safely across these mining communities. Machines are the buy 100 mercury free machines. The question is that no see the 100 mercury free machines about Independence Square ni machines in the Gui no cresse had the 100 mercury free we friend is saying schemes about another than Kweko Fado and a friend is saying Lands and Natural Resources Minister and the War Freedom Parker or more shena or more commissions are machines. It's no cresse the machines number no cresse say some machines bois emma reduce the use of mercury in the processing of gold. It hasn't taken away every problem, but it is a fact say aba, and it is a fact say oko communities, mining communities in one almost the year, and that for me is a very important point and a very important case to make. Procurement of speedboats to fight galamsey, and a fact say speedboats naba, and no crest speedboats no one soon as what ebwa and the fight galamsey. That is a fact that we cannot run away from. And they say obi be catcher will say and almost somebody way I no crest say aba, but it hasn't been able to solve everything. It hasn't been able to fix the challenge entirely as we want it to fix. Number of persons free 2021 ya convict you any number of cases pending, number of the offenders saying statistics and the offenders saying prosecutions is all here. That is a fact. It doesn't change the fact that we still have challenges, but it is a fact that government has made these major interventions in our fight against galamsey, and nobody can take it away. It is about putting in all these efforts. Now, sorry, Adopa. Now, we say the propaganda secretary of the NDC, I bet you say, yan 2 benti MPP ni yan 2 more, and then you ask yourself, hey, Obi Tro was here. Gentlemen, be or yes, I posted a gentleman virtually say, you think all of us have short memories, right? Actually, that is what the NDC think. The NDC thinks say you know short memory. Into omu to be tro dom pebia ka dom pebia. Omu de ane say about one braso. About one braso no nko ade yen ka de pebia na enko e baby. But this is 2024. Ye ma on ka de pebia na nko baby. Yen anye hwe krampo no ye gitum say we came to meet the galamsey kanka that wo NDC John Mahama ne wa ban mo de bae, and we have made effort and shown through several strategies here they fight kanka no wakasa kra wo cho bi wo. The question is you and your government are introducing galamsey no you gave up. Mo minister na ka verbatim emphatic say we give you up na nke betumi a yen regularize illegal ade dey illegal no yen regularize no ewo on my way mu. Enti nobody is going to sit down, keep quiet and allow you to throw dust obetum futu egu Ghana fuani. And then what on Facebook say from January 7 2017 to now to me anko galamsey and into omuntu abetian Ghana for. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to show to you one of the key reasons but omuntie me ye me choose me words ni ye. One of the key reasons why the fight against galamsey has become difficult. The reason is simple. Galamsey no, apart from the fact say with the police for any soldier for back combo nipa chinipa to ma prosecute omo no. E ya de nipa no e ho no mote. Omo edidie mu no mo bibia, omo de enu no munim. Enti that's what they love to do. So at every point in time, who use force ni bibia no na e kasa kire ene kasa de. Na se o aban a why sane ma ya mabobo so nyina strategies are introducing, machines are aba, community mining schemes are aba, river wardens are aba near the who are buying all the sanyama way in aba, operation galam stop, operation halt, ye the in aba, ya sheshe excavators, ya think of wegum, you are prosecute your more, you just say strategy bia you can think of aban with the aba, you do drones aba, and I'm still la nipane galam says simply because your political party bia. Embra on mine yen nyina ye ka ye ho abomu a ye se yen ka ye ho bomu ne yen ko galamsey no omo de esa ne vote bi a omo expect wo galamsey site ho nti na omo akọ nti ewia omo bankan a No one MPP, they need to fight galamsey. They are not doing enough to fight galamsey. Their people are involved in galamsey. It is the MPP before no more co galamsey. Any idea? It's impending for parliamentary candidates, national officers, senior members of the NDC, Semeno Kasanadwi, and in the mining communities. Catch them say, Nanado don't go for the MPP are buying same with Juma. Na politics ebe to galamsey yen tenase na MPP aban ensay galamsey adwuma na ono parliamentary candidate no omu nyina nim se adwuma yi enu bia na oye na o show mo bo se to aba ne wie na se Mahama wini a omu nyina mbre no mo mayi omu adwuma na galam stop na nado eye ne vanguard no onjai na njai china na de tie ne se wakra na nado wakra cars dodo cross ya ba be council the messenger for na soja for na be tata omo ewo omo mining pit mu eni to omo to abentia na nado anko ekufo ado se de be ya do Mahama beba na da ya be bobo se do Mahama e win elections no omo nya bobo ya obi emre no obi ameye na dwuma. This is the NDC. CSOs, religious leader, organized labor penny, traditional authority. Say one can video way once someone. Maybe can't check Ghana for say galamsey how. You haven't done a press release on these videos. Don't tell us say you are worried about galamsey. Before you get worried about galamsey, or you tell us you are worried about galamsey, let us see you write and condemn this. How do you fight such a social canker when you have such obstacles? And then we know say as we speak, in the mining communities, the NDC are moving around. And they are telling them, say, no, do tata. Then the same NDC will come to Accra and come and write such. But their propaganda secretary say, we are not fighting galamsey, so we should vote for them. When these same people are in the pits, encouraging the people to continue to mine illegally and destroy our forests and water bodies. Omo ba, no one bet omo people monim. Omo si omo share the NPP for netre. Okaya kai say omo nim site owners no. Into omo ne site owners ne kokasa. No mama omo nyina akwan no mo ti be akwaye akoto aba etia no nado. Na ye to aba ni wie e bobo wie ya no. Omo mbra no omo meye omo adwuma. Na wo ya aban. Na say wo obstacle say in an opposition party. Na say obia condemn omo. Obia nkasa ntie omo. Obia ehuru omo say de omo ye den ya. How are you going to succeed? The same people who brought galamsey in this current form on us in 2010, 2011. The same people who gave up on the fight against galamsey and said, say, they are rather recommending, say, you're regularizing illegal mining. No? These same people today are telling the mining communities, vote against Anado because Anado fighting galamsey. We are no more so Beka Wakras and Anado is not fighting galamsey. So they go to the mining communities and tell them that Anado is fighting you and destroying your source of livelihood. Vote against him. Then they come to Accra, no more catcher and crime for and say, Nanado is not fighting galamsey. You have this video, and you are a civil society organization. You are organized labor. You are religious leader. We are traditional authority. Now one can video once and release this statement into your video where. Don't come and tell us that you love that you are fighting against galamsey, because no single citizen has demonstrated the commitment to fight galamsey than Nanado Danko Ekufo-Addo. Nanado has suffered political losses simply because he was fighting against galamsey. Mining communities say Ghana Henyina Nanado lose votes simply because he's fighting against galamsey. How do you come and tell me say Nanado is not fighting against galamsey when he's losing in these communities because he's fighting against galamsey? How do you win the fight against a social canker when you have the biggest opposition party enabling these people to continue to mine in unsafe ways and illegal ways like they are doing? And then you come mining areas now. Omo bebre they are told me say oh NDC for say omo ba omo ya galamsey enti no 3 months ye chi utu kra 3 months me ba sisi ya na NDC for bana yaba be galamsey. The former president who is asking say yento abama no ebie na no ton kan say so no be o mampani a obi a wa galamsey ya chi ne bia obegya no nipa boneyefo omodi bone a ya chi omo atum no so ne ba obegya o Nancy ya media engagement to BBC I say why media meja omo because me gidi say akasefo na ewo mu no campaigns no omo nenam e na nketenkete na ya chi omo na je bia mpawche wo ena nwumre yi say am robber ekọ wi obi na police for koche na police for beside say wo boss osoma wo wen na say oche ne boss na ye gya no na yakwa koche ne boss na. What kind of leader is this former president? What kind of leader is the former president? Say omo ye bone and mbra atwe omo aso ene ya atwe omo ba me ba me gya omo e mo makoye omo galamsey. And then you have civil society organization, you have traditional authorities, you have organized labor, you have trade unions writing and attacking the government only without picking on this. You don't love this country if you continue this. One door mine, one person be end the galamsey. So what was you say? Because clearly no, aban eye na femu de. Even though aban betumi aye bia ka ho, nti ye press ye betumi aye dodo no. So one can NDC for near me ya maboache we ne ho asem a. Don't present yourself to Ghanaians as if you love this country. You have an agenda. It's 3 months to elections. Akabo so me miensa ekotoaba. Nti no, nko fambra, me famba chichire nso aban. Baby ade ni tiri wo. Baby ani tiri wo ne fapem na ama aban tokwa na okona ye dere de. Njan ho asem ka. Dr. Mahmoud ba me say, osre Ghana fo. Wadaroma. Baby ni aye. Dodo na nso na aka ye ntumi nyenwie. But when it comes to the fight against galamsey, it has a strategy which is based on experience. The idea no, yentumi nya enye ya nkopim bebia ebetumi di solutions in amaye. Dem ogidi say wo come mining areas na. Ipa no do, e kon do some mining. In addition to all the enforcement no, yempe kwa bia ebetumi abo om no metumi mine safely more. Enunti or the Minerals Development Bank beba. Sa bank no ebeboa ama Ghana fo eno mkofa China fo omkofa Nigeria Burkina Faso fo eba beje om concession eye mine na nti omfa so eye niema enfata no omo nkoye ne sabium cause o ye Ghana ni na wunya asase wo nananom ho na eye concession ebetumi am wanya gold a o the data ne be mawo wa be hu data ne hu sa ha gold wa ha hu wi a nananom aka asase no wanya with decentralizing minerals commission no akofem licensing regime no nananom ka ho district assemblies ka ho na aboa na licensing netumi aye ntem se na Ghana ni bi ope bi obetumi nya bi wenya wie no wohia sika ye de beta wachi na wotumi de tu fa agudie no wonni bi ninti o se de obeya ne se obemba Mineral Development Bank no ama wo sika bosia na wo de akotu gold no na enei ye sika sem a aye den na dollar ebro ye sidia ye press ye betumi asoso ano no ade ba ko ode ba eye gold backed cedi let say ye sika no ye bemba na ho ode na akosoro se ye de gold ne beta echi nti ye boaw na wotu gold ni safely ya cheche kwan obefa so obetu no ni ade nyina awie ya mouse kakra wotumi de etu in a safe manner na buy e de cedi ato na de akọ Bank of Ghana na building and reserves na de back gold no ye be ba ne say ye be ma win-win situation a lot more of some mercury free machines or the beba say the be Ghana for between the process gold yi na omuntumi processing in a way a chemicals dey the best say yes we ni esase ogidi say strategy say ye use ni nyina ye strategy say ye na mum emra so say ye be hwe bebe ye duro no na yape ekwan bia ye betumi ahye mu kena na ye de some of these new strategies so say dey aba abeka ho sanyoma we eye normal ye gidi say ehwe ekokan ehwe ekwadim. Whilst you are enforcing the law, whilst you are making sure say all these illegalities are being done away with, wobua na wardens letiwa yo madwuma wuji nipa no dodo na efi nsuo no so no se na be ya on sign call nsuo no so nti e se e pekọ e be fa so e be bo omo a obetuwa madwuma ye den akonenim we ene de ekeka ho bebre na Dr. Mahmoud Baumia any mining communities any mining for no eka. He's not telling them so ba wa you money will be with prison. He's not telling them so ba obemo ma galamsey any illegal mining. He's telling them so ba obemo mo geo data no mo hu baby porting ya gold no she oba obema license regime na emre no bia ope bibia no a wo concession to be akwakojibi na nanom eka licensing regime district assemblies eka licensing regime no mu oba so we Ghana ni na unya wo concession a say na be ya nkofa broni no meji usika ejinenti obe make sure say Minerals Development Bank ewo ho a edisika beta wochi na wotumi ede to gold madwi mo no say wo the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ni so ade hu ni na dwenkyerɛ yi ebata dia omampani dada John Dramani Mahama ni NDC for eyiya Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia dia no beboa na de dikan yetumi asoso galamsey niam because we would have provided an alternate way of mining and safe way of mining and appropriate way of mining for our people. We'll be providing an avenue to be able to get this minerals mobilized by government to back our currency, to strengthen our currency. All your way now, I say, yeah, the technical vocational education training about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can say in these mining areas, or the appropriate and safe mining curriculum. Ebeba sa TV training nim se na ebere a nkola ne mranti a omote mantemu a ye mine no mo wana om kondo so be mine no metumi sua ekwan papa ye fa so a ye de mine efi om school mbremu no mo wi a omotumi de aboa ye tumi ye more appropriate and safe mining ye ngindi se aban tokwa a okotu galamsey nyina wotumi edi nkonim prekope enso ye gidi se between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the former President Mahama, there's a clear distinction in terms of ideas and vision. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the right person for the future of this country, especially when it comes to the fight against galamsey. He is not encouraging galamsey. The former president is encouraging and enabling galamsey, and that is a threat to the good people of this country. Medase, Pastor was sembre, abekami when you marry, na ya to adwin edin komosi. No gide bebre, say minuanum genzi for no munim da. Say the bia galamsey litri and in the fact we feel and then and I'm very sure say moving forward starting from tomorrow CSOs, religious leaders, traditional authorities, organized labor near the no ye kasemu ene ye ne ye mu no ye behwe afani afadina say na be able to me am obia will sit on their friend is saying will stand on their toes and make sure say they are doing the right thing to support the country's fight against galamsey. This fight, and Ghana na Akufo-Addo ko, and ye MPP ko, and ye Ghana man nyina ye ko. As ye kabom, near the adwin baako ne akoma baako, e DH ne ye ko a, e be de say nipa bone for e benya baby ejina. Say we MPP, say we NDC, say we SDPP. Galamsey e ya de bone a yes so. And we will not stop the fight against this canker until we do away with it.